Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we'll be looking at some fallen angels and some forbidden knowledge. Let's jump in. In ancient writings there are tales of beings who were neither fully divine nor fully human. Among the most mysterious of these are the Watchers, angels said to have descended from heaven, bringing forbidden knowledge to mankind. Their story is preserved in the Book of Enoch and hinted at in the Bible. Genesis 6 tells us, "The sons of God saw the daughters of men were beautiful, and took them as wives." The Book of Enoch expands this passage. It names these beings the Watchers angels who were meant to observe humanity, but instead chose to break divine law. Led by Shemihazah and Azazel, 200 descended to earth, took wives, and fathered children known as the Nephilim. The Nephilim were giants described as violent and corrupt. Their presence brought chaos, filling the earth with bloodshed. But it wasn't only their children that caused ruin. The Watchers also gave humans knowledge they were never meant to have. Azazel taught the art of war. Others taught enchantments, astrology, and secret crafts. What seemed like wisdom was seen by the ancients as corruption. The cries of humanity reached heaven. Archangels Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, and Uriel reported the deeds of the Watchers. God judged them, ordering the Watchers to be bound and cast into darkness until the final judgment. Their children, the Nephilim, perished in the flood, but their spirits, according to the text, remained on earth as restless, evil beings. So why would God create giant monsters and then kill them only to have them come back as ghosts? And what was the purpose of the forbidden knowledge that they shared? These questions and more will be answered today, so make sure to watch until the end. So where did this story originate? The tale of the Watchers comes to us primarily through one source, the Book of Enoch. This ancient Jewish text is not part of the biblical canon, found in the collections of some Bibles as an appendix. It was written between the 3rd century BC and the 1st century AD. Enoch is the earliest extant apocalypse, a genre of literature that predicts future events often involving cosmic journeys and visions. The book is named for its protagonist, Enoch, the great-great-grandfather of Noah, who is described as walking with God. One day, he is taken up into heaven without tasting death, making him the only human to ascend without dying. In Enoch's heavenly journey, he learns of the misdeeds of the Watchers and other secrets of the cosmos. The Book of Enoch isn't the only place we see references to fallen angels. They are alluded to in the Bible. Genesis 6:1-4 reads, "When human beings began to increase in number on the earth, and daughters were born to them, the sons of God saw that the daughters of humans were attractive. And they went down from the heavens and chose them as their wives, having relations with whoever they pleased. Thus it was that the Nephilim were born, the giants of old, the men of renown. Afterwards, when the sons of God came into the daughters of humans, and had children by them, they built themselves great cities in Shinar, and in the region of Babylon and Nineveh, and in the land of Nimrod, where they grew very powerful, and were exceedingly wicked. And the Lord said, My spirit will not contend with humankind, for he is mortal. His days shall be 120 years. At that time the Nephilim were on the earth, and the giants, the offspring of Enoch, were from the Nephilim. The whole earth was corrupt before God, and he saw that the great men were corrupt. In Genesis 6 it says that the sons of God saw that the daughters of men were beautiful, and took them as wives. Now, in the Book of Enoch, it names these beings the Watchers, angels who were meant to observe humanity, but instead chose to break divine law. But who exactly are these beings? The word Watchers in the Book of Enoch is a translation of the Hebrew word shalom, meaning righteous ones or holy ones. These beings are attendants of God, created before the dawn of humanity to guard and observe our world. In Enoch it is said that they turned away from the Almighty and became fascinated by the beauty of humans, specifically the daughters of men. Two of the Watchers, Shemihazah and Azazel, become leaders of the fallen faction. Shemihazah means those who have put their hand in the plow of sin and have pulled it out again, while Azazel is considered the chief of the demons. It is through the union of the Watchers with humans that the Nephilim are born. The term Nephilim, in fact, is thought to mean fallen ones. The most famous Nephilim is Goliath, the giant slain by David. Another account claims that the Nephilim were the offspring of the union between the sons of God and the daughters of men. In the Book of Enoch, they are said to be incredibly tall, reaching heights of 9 cubits or about 13 feet. This text also describes the Nephilim as violent and corrupt, causing the ruin of the human race. Azazel is said to have taught humans the art of war, how to make swords, knives, shields, breastplates, helmets, and the use of terror, bloodshed, and deceit in battle. Other Watchers taught secret crafts, enchantments, and astrology. These teachings were seen as a form of corruption. Human society became filled with strife and violence, prompting the angels to unleash a curse upon the earth. The once harmonious natural order, it seems, was disrupted by the actions of the Watchers. The text claims that the birds stopped flying, the fish stopped swimming, the beasts stopped moving, and silence fell upon the earth. People lived in fear of the giants, unable to work or enjoy the fruits of the earth. When God learned of this, he sent his messenger Raziel to inspect the earth. Raziel found everything in ruin and sent a report to the heavens. The archangels Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, and Uriel were then sent to hold the Watchers accountable. So what happens next? After being confronted by the archangels, the Watchers lament and weep, recognizing the error of their ways. They implore the angels to intercede on their behalf, promising to return to their former righteous state if given another chance. However, the archangels declare that the decision to punish the Watchers lies with God alone. Though they deliver this message, the archangels also offer a glimmer of hope, assuring the Watchers that God is compassionate and may yet forgive them if they demonstrate genuine remorse. Nevertheless, they warn the Watchers that this will only be possible if they cease their corrupt activities immediately. As a result, the angels bind the Watchers and cast them into darkness until the final judgment. Meanwhile, their children, the Nephilim, perish in the flood sent by God to cleanse the earth of their wickedness. However, their spirits, according to the text, remain on earth as restless, evil beings. So what can we learn from this text? The story of the Watchers serves as a cautionary tale, warning of the consequences of pride, power, and crossing divine boundaries. It teaches that even celestial beings with pure intentions can succumb to temptation and cause widespread corruption. The text underscores the importance of obedience to God and the perilous path of those who stray from his teachings. Additionally, it highlights the destructive potential of forbidden knowledge, suggesting that certain truths are best left undiscovered by humankind. Despite its somber message, the story offers a glimmer of hope. demonstrating that repentance and a commitment to righteousness can lead to forgiveness and restoration. Ultimately, the tale of the Watchers is a timeless reminder of the delicate balance between free will and divine authority, between curiosity and the pursuit of wisdom. So were these just stories created to teach people right from wrong? Ancient myths often reflect a culture's beliefs, fears, and aspirations. The Watcher's tale likely served to reinforce religious teachings and warn of divine retribution. By depicting angels falling from grace, the story vividly illustrates the consequences of disobedience. The giants and forbidden knowledge serve as tangible manifestations of humanity's struggles with power and understanding. They embody the potential for destruction that arises when mortals grasp forces beyond their comprehension. Furthermore, the story reflects the ancient Near Eastern belief in a cosmic order that maintained balance and harmony. When the Watchers disrupt this order, the ensuing chaos signifies a disruption of the natural order. Restoring balance becomes a divine imperative. The Watchers' imprisonment and the Nephilim's destruction symbolize the efforts to re-establish harmony. Finally, the tale's enduring popularity suggests a universal human fascination with the boundaries between good and evil, heaven and earth. It captures our curiosity about the nature of celestial beings and the allure of forbidden knowledge. The Watchers serve as cautionary figures, reminding us of the risks of seeking wisdom beyond our realm. So let me know what you think. Are these just myths that were used to scare people into believing a certain way? Or is there a grain of truth in them that has been buried over time? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider liking it and subscribing for more videos like this. And if you really want to dive deep into the rabbit hole, check out our newsletter, where we explore the hidden histories and forgotten lore that have been lost to time. Thanks for joining us on this journey through time. Until next time, remember to keep an open mind and question everything.